Hello everyone. Welcome to eLearn Markets YouTube channel. Thank you everyone for joining in. Um, I would like to invite Ashish ji.
Hi
Hello,
Shruti.
Ashish ji.
Hi, how are
Hi.
you?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
How are you? All fantastic. It's always fantastic to be here talking on eLearn, and it's pleasure to be here. And thanks for giving the opportunity to speak on the subject which is very dear to me, which is Elliott Wave.
Which is dear to
Which is
us
dear to
also,
us
sir.
also, sir.
We can talk
We can talk
endlessly on this
endlessly on
topic.
this topic. Of
Okay.
course.
Thank you for
Thank
coming,
you for
sir.
coming, sir. Thank you.
Um,
Sir,
can you please
can you
start
please
with
start with
understanding about the
understanding
market
about the market
scenario?
scenario? Okay, sure. So the basic aim that I think we have today is to showcase some part of what is Elliott Wave and what is the current market scenario, how we are looking at the markets, how it's looking as of now, and all of those things. So I'm going to be very quickly doing that. Just give me a second. So let me. Is it okay if we start with at least some understanding on कि Elliott Wave होता क्या है, क्यों use करना चाहिए, how it can help, and how it can help you to forecast the market. So I've been practicing Elliott Wave for many years now, more than a decade. So it is a very fantastic tool. And today there are many audience who might know me for Neo Wave also. So I'm here going to talk about Elliott Wave, not Neo Wave. So confusion na ho jaye. And see, Elliott Wave has certain rules, certain patterns. जैसे काफी सारे जन ट्रेडर्स यूज करते हैं लाइक डबल बॉटम, डबल टॉप, triangle patterns, head and shoulder pattern in a standard technical analysis. But similar to that, Elliott Wave also has patterns. These patterns can be like a impulse pattern or a corrective pattern. So similar to what we talk in orthodox technical analysis, Elliott Wave also talks about patterns. But these patterns are different than the ones that we practice widely, and these patterns are also for forecasting. So one of the best tool that you can use is for forecasting is Elliott Wave. I have come across, there are many other tools that you might come across, but Elliott Wave is one of the best tools that I have come across. So पहले तो मैं आपको थोड़ा सा ब्रीफ बताता हूँ कि Elliott Wave में क्या क्या पैटर्न्स होते हैं, and then we try to look at the markets from that perspective, and क्या market outlook है मैं share करूंगा आपके साथ. So let me just
Sure.
very quickly first share across my screen, and let me just draw and present to you कि किस तरीके से हम इस patterns को देखते हैं. Just give me a second. Yeah. So अगर मेरा बोर्ड आप लोगों के सामने विजिबल है, so I'm just going to explain it. कि Elliott Wave is divided into two fundamental parts, which is the complete Elliott Wave study that we look at. We can look at two parts. One is the impulse pattern, and the other part is corrective pattern. So अभी जो हम कर रहे हैं ये हम बहुत डिटेल में नहीं जा पाएंगे, बिकॉज इसके लिए एटलीस्ट आई नीड 5-6 आवर्स ऑफ टाइम विथ यू ऑल. बट एटलीस्ट थोड़ा सा अगर कुछ बेसिक समझे तो चार्ट के ऊपर डिस्कशन व्हेन वी स्टार्ट डूइंग इट, you will really enjoy, really love doing it if once you know how this pattern actually looks and what are the basic characteristics of this pattern. So I'm just going to very quickly mention that. So it is essentially divided into two parts. One is an impulse pattern and one is a corrective pattern. And when I say impulse pattern, there are certain rules, certain methods, certain techniques that you need to be clear about when you are talking about impulse. Now, impulse is a pattern which is structured as 5-3-5-3-5, and then corrective, there are separate patterns which we call as zigzag pattern. We have a flat pattern over here. We have triangles. So there are different types of patterns that we see, and these are the two broader classification of wave theory. Now, one more important thing is Elliott wave का नाम कैसे मिला? So R.N. Elliott in the year I think 1930s के आसपास, he actually used this method of wave theory, and he developed this technique when at the age of 65. Now imagine वो 65 की एज में he invented this, और हम तो खाली अभी प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हैं इस चीज को. and basis of him we came to know the name as RN Elliott के पीछे ये Elliott Wave के name. And I call this as a GPS of the market. The reason I call it as a GPS of the market because it gives us the location. So if you want to move from say Mumbai to Pune or Mumbai to Calcutta, and then you are a die-hard fan to drive yourself. Now, if you go from Mumbai to Calcutta without having the GPS, now it's a Herculean task from where to go, how to start, how to go about it. But if you know that you can go from Mumbai to Calcutta, you have a GPS ready, you know the tentative time by when will you reach, you know how the route is going to be, you know where are the traffic situations. Similarly, wave theory is nothing but the same aspect. So if you look at wave theory, you might look that the impulse pattern that I'm talking about is essentially something like 5 steps forward. Forward can be upside or downside also. So we label this as 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And post the completion of these 5 steps forward, we see ABC kind of a correction. So once I know, suppose if we are right now in the fifth wave, we know post completion of fifth, we should see a downside correction. Or suppose if we are in wave A or we are in wave B, so we know if we are in wave A somewhere around this zone, we know post its completion we should get wave B, which is going to go on the upside, and then C will come back on the downside. So this way we can actually identify the overall location of the market, and basis of this location of the market we can then possibly trade this market in a much more higher conviction way. So there are many people who actually learned Elliott Wave, but the problem is they are not practicing it because Elliott Wave requires a lot of practice. And once you start practicing it, you will not leave it. So I say that once an Elliottian is always an Elliottian, because once you know this subject and this topic, you will possibly not, you cannot leave without using this. So then when I say that is it a zigzag pattern, is it a flat, is it a triangle, so ये different pattern होते हैं. So I know many of you are here for the market view basis of wave theory or a basis of Elliott wave. So let me share across my chart now very quickly. Just give me a second. I'll share across the chart. So once you know the basics, broader structure कि 5 steps forward है, complete हो गया, we get 3 steps backward, and we will use Fibonacci. Now we will use this broader structure, and now again we will go on the chart and see कि क्या लग रहा है, is it completing 5 steps forward or not, and how is the chart structure looking like. So just give me a second. Let me just go up on my chart very quickly and open up. So I've already done the Elliott wave counting for you people so that it becomes easier for you to look at it and understand the structure. So the reason I explained the some basic concept is because now when you look at this chart, let me just share across very quickly, things will become very clear. So just a second, and I'm going to share across my screen in a moment. Over here, just a moment. And everyone, if you have questions, doubts, you can post it on the chat. I'll be taking up those questions in some time, and I'll explain it across also. So I'm now sharing across my screen that will show you the chart of basis of Elliott wave pattern. और यहाँ पर मैंने सब सारी चीजें mark करके रखी है. So I'm just going to be also ensuring that you understand this thing very clearly, and I'm going to talk about it. So there are a few questions that are popping up about GAN and those things. I'm not going to talk about the GAN levels. I'm talking more from the wave perspective right now. So यहाँ पर this is pure Elliott wave, not new wave. So confused ना हो जाए. यहाँ पर अगर आप देखेंगे चार्ट के ऊपर, you can see that the entire move that started on the upside is completing the 5 waves. So let me first show you how the ideal chart is right now. So if you look at this wave 1, that's where wave 1 is complete. That is what you can see. Then we have wave 2. Okay, the third is complete at the top, and the fourth wave completed at the bottom. And it was at this level, if you go and check even my Twitter, it was at this level when I turned super bullish and I mentioned about how this is looking very positive to me, and how we can possibly move forward on the upside from that level of completion of this level, which was around 19,430. and Nifty moved precisely on the upside in the form of the fifth wave. Post its completion, we were expecting that there should be a move on the downside. Now, if you check where are we on the chart, let me go back and then explain you on the chart there. If you but I have to stop the screen sharing again, go there. So I think let's stick here. So यहाँ पर अगर आप देखोगे तो फिफ्थ कंप्लीशन होने के बाद में व्हाट डू यू थिंक यू विल गेट? विल यू गेट वेव ए? इफ यू रिमेंबर मैं बताया था कि 5 स्टेप्स फॉरवर्ड है, तो 5 स्टेप्स में 1 2 3 4th is done, 5th is done, and then we will get wave A down, and this is looking like wave A which has come on the downside. Now post its completion, we'll have wave B retracement. After that, we might again have wave C. Now it can form a flat pattern, a zigzag pattern, or triangle pattern. So post 5, it can be any corrective patterns that can form. And this wave B, which is going to bounce back on the upside, is going to give us a lot more information. So view क्या है? और काफी सारे जन ये भी जानना चाहते हैं कि what do I use along with Elliott Wave? Do I use any indicator? So I use, see, एक चीज मान के चलना दोस्तों, भाव भगवान छे, price is God. So you have to ensure that you are looking at price and price alone, because only if you are looking at the prices you will be able to trade correctly. If you are looking at indicators तो आप late हो सकते हो. So price, क्योंकि we are buying and selling price. So I avoid using any indicator, but what I use very exhaustively is trend line and channel. That's the very simple, powerful way of looking at the market. So if I look at this trend line and I draw this channel, we can clearly see the entire up move had been fantastic within the channel. And third wave has a property of breaking above the channel that you can see here. The third wave, actually 1 2 is complete. The third wave went up, broke above the channel, and then prices came down in the form of fourth wave. So this is a very typical property of a third wave, is what you can see in this kind of a scenario. So now that we use this, we can combine with RSI, we can combine with moving average, you can use some indicators that you are comfortable with, and that is something that you can possibly use. So now that we are in wave A and we are near the support, there is a possibility we might have wave B. Okay. Now also we want to do one more thing, is we want to see where is the entire support for the entire rise. So I'll use a Fibonacci retracement here. And if we use a Fibo retracement, you can see the various numbers, which is 38.2, 50%, and 61.8%. So these are various supports. There is also one more Fibo number, which I use very exhaustively, which is 23.6. So I'll remove 50. I'll put 0.236 as a Fibo number, which also works very well. So 19,404, that's the support. Then below that 18,912, and these are various support levels that we are seeing on the chart. So right now, is it time to short now, or shall we expect markets to go to 19,404 or 18,912? No. So right now, if you look at it, if we want to ride wave A on the downside, you might have entered on the gap down here. But if you want to trade now, you might want to wait for the confirmation for a B wave to start, and you want to ride the B wave on the upside and then the C on the downside. So my GPS of the market is suggesting that wave A may get over. I have no confirmation yet, and then B and C should start. So to understand the start of the B on the upside, wave B, यहाँ पर अगर हम जाएंगे, we might use some concept of price action. We might even go on a smaller 15-minute chart. So मैं Fibo निकाल देता हूँ. If I go on a 15-minute chart now, and if I look at this entire structure is looking like a triangle pattern on a very smaller time frame. So for me to turn bullish, I need a break above this 19,740, 19,750 odd levels. And if you have been checking me on my Twitter, I've been talking about these levels very exhaustively. कि आज मॉर्निंग में भी ट्वीट किया था यार 19750 के ऊपर जाएगा तो बुलिश है, और 19600 इंटैक्ट रहना चाहिए, बिकॉज 19600 इज चैनल सपोर्ट ऑल्सो, and multiple support. If 19600 breaks, we know wave A is extending further. That's what we can say. But if 19750 or 740 level breaks, then we get a classic trading opportunity for the pullback on upside. अभी ये pullback कितना आएगा वो देखते हैं. So while come here, I'll use the entire retracement of this fall. So 740 750 break करेगा तो next level जो हमारा आता है 19837. सो वी कैन नाउ फॉर्म अ ट्रेड सेटअप. तो पहले हमने क्या किया, पहले हमने देखा कि भाई ओवरऑल मूवमेंट क्या है, ओवरऑल चार्ट क्या सजेस्ट कर रहा है, और अब हम देख रहे हैं कि बेसिस ऑफ द ब्रेक अभी ट्रेड सिग्नल कैसे लेना है. सो देर आर टू एस्पेक्ट्स टू इट. वन इज अंडरस्टैंडिंग द कॉन्टेक्स्ट ऑफ द मार्केट एंड देन अंडरस्टैंडिंग द ट्रेड सेटअप अबाउट इट. सो फिलहाल तो हम समझ रहे हैं कि मार्केट का कॉन्टेक्स्ट क्या है. तो आगे बढ़ने पहले एग्जैक्ट ट्रेड सेटअप के पहले मैं ये पूछना चाहूंगा आप लोगों से कि व्हाट आर यू यूजिंग एज अ ट्रेडिंग. सो लेट मी आस्क यू ऑन द चैट एवरीवन, आई वांट यू टू पार्टिसिपेट ऑन द चैट एंड हेल्प मी अंडरस्टैंड कौन सा इंडिकेटर यूज करते हैं आप लोग ट्रेड करने के लिए. आर यू यूजिंग एनीवन यूजिंग एलियट वेव और आर यू यूजिंग पैटर्न्स, कैंडलस्टिक, आर यू यूजिंग RSI, moving average? There are so many things. So I want to know you a little more in detail. I want to understand कि आप लोग क्या ट्रेड करते हो, आप लोग क्या यूज करते हो. Okay, I can see the comments that is coming up. Okay, Manjunath is using Ichimoku. Wow, fantastic. Shriram is using RSI plus Elliott Wave. Oh, that's interesting. RSI and moving average. Pradeep Kadam is using KST already. Volume you are using. Interesting. Moving average. So I can see many of you are using Ichimoku. Ichimoku is a fantastic indicator. So someone asked me, sir, which indicator I use? I use Ichimoku. I use Elliott Wave. I use time cycles. Those indicators I use. Candlestick and Bollinger Bands also works well. And Elliott with candlestick, of course. Price action. See, Bhav Bhagwan che. So you have to combine with price action. You have to use that. That is very, very important. And I can see the comments. Super trend. Super trend mostly I use for trailing my stop loss. I don't use super trend for as a signal. So as a signal, I can see many are using RSI. I think majority of people are actually using RSI. But to be honest, RSI यूज करने का सबसे ज्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट जो मेथड है वो है वेव थियरी के बेसिस पे. तो अगर आप RSI को समझोगे और वेव थियरी के साथ में क्लब करोगे, then when you trade you will be able to trade exceptionally well. So right now let me now, so I'm not going to tell you कि कल आप ये ट्रेड करना है. So we are not here to actually tell कि आपको कल करना क्या है. I'm more here to explain you कि इस कॉन्सेप्ट को ट्रेडिंग के लिए कैसे यूज किया जा सकता है. Are you getting my point? Every one of you. Ankush is saying excellent teaching. Thank you for that. Narendra Mulani, glad to see you also here. So what we are now going to look at it is, if I'm looking at price action, basis of wave theory, I'm not getting into the internals of this. I don't want to complicate things. Overall, if you're looking at this fall, once the level of 23.6 is broken, my target becomes 19,837. And then my stop loss can be from where the breakout, if that happens. So I can form a complete trading system on the basis of this wave theory. So wave theory के basis पे हम क्या कर सकते हैं कि मार्केट का ओवरऑल जो व्यू है वो फिलहाल बेरिश है. Right now it is stuck in a range. Now if you are an options trader, you can sell out of the money calls and puts to ride this because market range mein to form a strangle or those kind of strategies. And now once I see a break about 19750, there are two ways in which I can look at the market then. Since I know this is a upside retracement, which means momentum might not be very, very strong, because momentum can be slower. So if the momentum is going to be slow, my strategy is going to be selling selling put options where I can possibly make a lot more money, or reducing my time frame from a positional to an intraday trader. So what I'm trying to do is I'm now trading the same thing, but if I'm trading intraday, if I'm trading positionally, I look for intraday trading क्योंकि यार ऊपर जाएगा नीचे आएगा, since we are expecting it to go up in the form of B. So it's not going to be an impulse rise, it's going to be a corrective rise. When I say it's going to be corrective rise, then it's going to be a slower लेस मोमेंटम. सो स्टार्टिंग का मूव फास्ट हो सकता है बट इवेंचुअली स्लो डाउन होगा. So in that kind of a scenario, selling an option maybe approximately out of the money put option might be a good strategy to take, and then I can expect a target of 19837. और या अगर आप intraday trade कर रहे हैं, then you might look forward to buy, form some strategy around it. So this is how you look at wave theory. In fact ये तो मैंने 15 minutes पे आपको बताया. You can apply this concept even on a 5-minute chart, and it works exceptionally well. So even on a 5 minutes, if you apply these concepts, you can actually apply this concept on a 5-minute chart also. And this is about Nifty. थोड़ा सा बैंक निफ्टी के चार्ट पे देखते हैं. And if you have any questions about wave theory on something like this, are we on the right track? समझ में आ रहा है सबको कैसे हम यूज कर रहे हैं वेव थियरी को? We looked at the bigger picture, we then looked at the smaller picture which is on a hourly, then we looked at a 15 minutes. Now we are trying to look at कि कहाँ पर है हम वो सिस्टम में, and that's how we are trying to combine that. So बहुत ही सही सिंपल वे से एलियट वेव को ट्रेड कर सकते हो, लेकिन पता होना चाहिए कि देखना कैसे. So you need to know how you have to look at it in the right way. So let's go on the bank nifty right now, and let us look at that. Am I making sense to all of you?
Perfect, sir.
Perfect, sir. Awesome. तो चलते हैं बैंक निफ्टी पे. भी बहुत शार्प मूव्स है ऊपर और नीचे दोनों डायरेक्शन में. दिस इज अ डेली चार्ट ऑफ बैंक निफ्टी, and if you're looking at the daily chart of bank nifty as of now, over here we can see very clearly कि एक सिंपल सा कॉन्सेप्ट मैं आपको बताता हूँ, which is you might already know if you have attended my webinars, but एक सिंपल कॉन्सेप्ट है कैंडलस्टिक का. Unless I see close above the prior candle high, the trend has not changed. Simple, very easy. Unless I see close above the prior candle high. Now बैंक निफ्टी पे ये फॉल स्टार्ट हुआ 46,250 से. We went down to around 44,400, and we have not yet seen a close above the prior candle high, which means something over here is suggesting the price action is not yet confirmed to have reversed on the upside. सिंपल है, कोई साइंस नहीं है, एकदम एकदम इजी है, कोई भी अप्लाई कर सकता है. नाउ लेट मी गो ऑन 1 hour chart. नाउ द क्वेश्चन दैट मेनी पीपल हैव कि यार शुरुआत करे कहाँ से, कहाँ पर देखे, कैसे देखे, all of those things. Now I have done some counting for you basis of this wave theory कि भाई बैंक निफ्टी के ऊपर जीपीएस क्या बता रहा है, हम कहाँ पर है. अगर आप बैंक निफ्टी का चार्ट देखो बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग है. You can see the fall. So if you remember my starting of this webinar, I showed you 5 waves forward, 3 waves backward. 3 में A, B और C आता है. So if you look at this, can I say that we are now right now यहाँ पे 5 हो गया. We completed wave A, we completed wave B, and right now we are in wave C. ठीक है, we are still in wave C, which is not yet complete. Now, how do I know that the C is going to complete? I will know that wave C is completing once I see a close above the prior candle high on the daily time frame. This is how I club across pure price. यार मैं और कुछ नहीं देख रहा हूँ, मैं खाली प्राइस के ऊपर एनालिसिस कर रहा हूँ. मेजॉरिटी ऑफ द ट्रेडर्स लूज मनी क्योंकि वो सारे इंडिकेटर्स यूज करते हैं और दे गेट लॉस्ट इन दैट. आई एम जस्ट फर्स्ट लुकिंग एट प्राइस. तो मेरा आज का कैंडल हाई है बैंक निफ्टी पे 44,774. इफ बैंक निफ्टी 44,774 दिस इज द हाई के ऊपर क्लोज हो जाता है या ब्रेक करता है या 1 घंटे का कैंडल भी क्लोज होता है, there will be a sign that we might want to reverse. That will be a first sign कि शायद लो बनने वाला, शायद अभी तक कंफर्म नहीं है. Unless that happens, we can say that we are still forming the C leg on the downside. Now this C leg which is going on the downside, and post this completion of the C leg, we should start seeing an upward move. तो मेरा बाय कहाँ करना होगा? मुझे बाय 44,000. As per this chart, I might want to buy above this high, or I might want to buy above today's high, which we discuss in the daily chart. So that is how I can form the strategy on the buy side in anticipation कि flat correction जो बन रहा था वो शायद complete हो रहा है. This fall was A, this rise was B, and we are currently in wave C of a bank Nifty chart. Now this C leg, there are two ways to look at it. The C is still ongoing. How do I get confirmation of completion? By looking at that concept of candlestick and price action. And this can be an irregular C failure. तो अभी ये सब patterns को मैं define नहीं कर पाऊंगा, but I'm just giving you an example. And one more thing, friends, अगर आपको ये समझ में आ रहा है तो I think on the chat can you put up the hearts there? So मुझे पता चले यार आपको सीखने मिल रहा है. If you are enjoying it, if you are learning it, if you are seeing how I'm looking at Elliott Waves, then do press that the heart button so that I know that you are able to see it across. And I've also logged in, and ये वहाँ से आप heart share कर सकते हो. Loved it. Okay, awesome. So I can. This is चलिए, तो मुझे पता चल रहा है कि आप लोग समझ रहे हो मैं क्या सिखाने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ. सो इन अ नटशेल अगर मैं आपसे कहूँ, Elliott Wave is something fabulous concept, and this is simple. This is powerful concept. This is the GPS of the market, and if you know how to use this GPS of the market in the correct way, you can trade exceptionally well. And that's how you can do. That's how you should trade, and it's easy. होता क्या है ना कि लाइफ में बहुत सारी चीजें इजी होती है, लेकिन हमें सही बंदा सिखाने वाला मिला नहीं तो हम उसी चीज को बहुत कॉम्प्लिकेटेड वे में देखते हैं. सो इट्स एन इजी कॉन्सेप्ट, इट्स नॉट कॉम्प्लिकेटेड. यू जस्ट नीड टू नो how to apply these concepts in a very very simple and powerful fashion. So that's what I think. I think in terms of the view of the market, I think the view is still bearish as of now, but I'm keeping a close watch. And wave theory works fantastic on reversals. So if I want to catch reversals, wave theory will be simply superb. I'm glad to see so many hearts given by so many of you. It's really lovely to get that. इससे पता चल रहा है कि आप लोगों को बहुत मजा आ रहा है सीखने में. ठीक है, तो आज के लिए आई थिंक दिस इज व्हाट आई वांटेड टू शेयर अक्रॉस, and I wanted to thank across Shruti for inviting me on this platform to share across
Thank
all
you.
the things. And if there are questions, anyone, if you have questions, then please let me know.
So I just wanted to ask that is Elliott for everyone? Like, if I'm a novice person and I've just entered the market, I have basic knowledge of technicals. So can I also like learn Elliott Wave? Is it okay for me to learn?
Yeah, of course, because कैसा है कि Elliott Wave सीखने के लिए आपको टेक्निकल्स आना जरूरी नहीं है. ये एक अलग ही कॉन्सेप्ट है, अलग ही नजरिया है मार्केट को देखने का. सो यू डोंट रियली नीड टू बी समवन हु नोज अबाउट मार्केट. बस आपको चार्ट कैसे ड्रॉ करना है, एंड आजकल सब
Right.
प्लेटफॉर्म्स अवेलेबल है. So you can directly go there. And then you can definitely apply practice. So you need not have any prior knowledge. You can still apply Elliott Wave. So you don't have to worry about it at all.
Perfect. So uh, maybe so you would
Maybe
like to
you would
take
like to
some
take some
questions.
questions. Okay, there are some questions. Please, uh, I'm just checking the questions here. Enlighten us on what market used to understand that is corrective is near. So, जो आप question पूछ रहे हैं ना श्रीराम, that how do we know that the market correction is near completion or it's going to start or all of those things? Uh, it I will not be able to explain you क्योंकि अभी वो कॉन्सेप्ट आपको पूरा समझना पड़ेगा, बिकॉज दिस कॉन्सेप्ट रिक्वायर्स टाइम. मैं फिलहाल आपको खाली बता रहा हूँ कि ये एक समथिंग लाइक दिस एग्जिस्ट. होता है ना यार कि हमें अगर पता ही नहीं है इलेक्ट्रिसिटी होती है तो उसके बाद में हम क्या क्या उससे कर सकते हैं वो तो क्या ही पता करेगा. सो आई एम जस्ट ट्राइंग टू शो यू देयर इज समथिंग लाइक दिस एग्जिस्ट, एंड इफ यू यूज इट आई थिंक योर ट्रेडिंग एक्यूरेसी कैन बी amazing. The other thing is this can be applied on equities, commodities. You can apply it on forex. You can apply for intraday trading. You can apply it for positional trading. You can apply it across the time frames for sure.
Perfect.
Okay. Perfect.
Uh,
Awesome. Any other questions?
yes, in case we have any other questions, you just wait for 2 minutes, sir, and then we can thank you everyone and for joining. So, in case if anyone has any questions, can please put across.
across the heart. So agar question nahi to at least put across the heart so that I know you are loving this. And I enjoy interacting with people and conducting this kind of live program. So hourly chart. Okay, there is a question. Hourly chart is showing reversal, isn't it? Your views? Not really. See, so एक चीज समझ के चलना आप कि there are different types of trend, primary, secondary, and minor trends. So hourly chart is a minor trend that can show reversal. बट क्या प्राइमरी ट्रेंड चेंज हो रहा है वो कैसे समझेगा हमें? प्राइमरी नहीं मतलब इंटरमीडिएट ट्रेंड डेली चार्ट से. सो पहला कैच करेंगे अवरली से हम, एंड उसके बाद में डेली पे जाके कंफर्मेशन मिला तो कन्विक्शन बढ़ जाएगा. सो अकॉर्डिंगली यू विल हैव टू बैलेंस आउट बिटवीन रिस्क रिवॉर्ड, बिटवीन कि ट्रेड सेटअप में रिस्क रिवॉर्ड बन रहा है कि नहीं बन रहा है तो ऑप्शंस पे ट्रेड लेना है. ऑल ऑफ दोस थिंग्स यू माइट हैव टू डू इट दैट वे. Awesome, guys. So I think I can see people really enjoyed and loved talking to you, given the hearts that I have
Lot of
received.
hearts
Lot of
for you,
hearts for
Mom.
you, Mom.
Exactly. My wife should not know that. Huh? Okay, so I also see that people become too serious when they are trading. I said trading should be fun, trading should be thrill. You should not be too serious about life. And time is ticking away. So you should learn whatever you are doing, and you should be disciplined, and you will really enjoy trading. So that's how I do it. Awesome.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you everyone
Thank
for
you everyone
joining.
for joining. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.